Hey guys, Jeffries here, and welcome back to Football Manager The Basics. Now, I should start with a small apology because I've been struggling to keep up to date with recordings at the moment. For those of you who don't know this, who don't watch my other series, I have started a blog, and you can find the link to my blog in the description below. It should be right down at the very bottom. And I strongly suggest that you guys go and check out that blog. There's a post on there titled The Future of Jeffries, and in that article, blog, post, whatever you want to call it, I talk about all of my current series, which ones are going to be continuing, which ones are going to be ending, and the reason why episodes haven't been going up when they should be going up. It's all explained in that blog post. The Who to Buy series, I will be continuing, but I will be putting it onto a hiatus until Football Manager 2015 comes out. I kind of taken that decision because I think it's a little bit pointless now to be telling you guys which players to sign on 2014 when it's now a year out of date. So I'm going to, like I said, put that on hiatus, and then when 2015 comes out, I will do all of my new series on there, including a new Who to Buy series, because I've got loads of new players that I'm lining up, loads of new players who I think you guys should sign as well. So when that game comes out, probably within the next couple of days after its release, there'll be some videos going up from that. Excuse me. Right, last time I played a match against... Very good question, actually. I think it was... No, it can't have been Barnet. It might have been... Yikes, who was it against? It wasn't Burnley, was it? It was another one further down. Was it this one? Was it against Rochdale? I think it might have been. Johnston's Paint Trophy North second round. Could have been. But these are results since. And you can see there's a lot of green. There's a nice little 2-0 win against Tranmere with goals from Hughes and Rossi. A 3-0 defeat against Leyton Orient. We'll gloss over that one. 1-1 draw against Notts County. 3-1 win against Barnet in the FA Cup. Goal from Giverin and 2 from Lawrence. We lost 3-2 against Oxford. Goals from Koulibaly and Musa. We beat Shrewsbury 1-0. Goal from Islamovic. We beat Bradford 3-0. Goals from Hurst, Hughes and Lawrence. Lost 2-1 to Carlisle. Beat Derby 2-1. Now this was a scalp. We were real underdogs in this game. But Rossi and Roberts scored 2 goals. And we won 2-1. I was really pleased with that game. Really good result. MK Dons, we won 4-0. 2 goals from Lawrence and Rossi apiece. We then lost to Bristol City. We then beat MK Dons again in the league this time. 3-1 with 2 goals from O'Connor and 1 from Matty Blair, who was only really playing because of injuries. And I am still trying to sell Matty Blair, and amongst other players, try and reduce the wage bill a little bit. Because we've got lots of players whose contracts expire at the end of this season, and we're struggling to find the funds to give them extensions. So we are going to have to do a bit of cost cutting somewhere. But we'll worry about that in a future episode. Brentford lost 2-1, goal from Hughes. We then beat Stevenage 2-0 with goals from Rossi and Koulibaly. We then beat Coventry 3-0 with 2 goals from Islamovic and a goal from Hughes. And we've just beaten Crewe 2-0 in the league with 2 goals from Koulibaly. And now we've got a match against Crewe in the FA Cup. And that is what this episode is going to be. So, without further ado, this is the tactic that I've been using. I have also been using this one. All 3 tactics are very effective now. So again, for those of you who don't know these tactics, I strongly suggest that you go and check out, I think it's episode 2 of this series, where I set up this tactic and 2 others. And then over time I've adjusted and changed. This is a tactic that has been tried and tested in one of my test careers and has worked really successfully. And this is the latest one that has been... I think the nice way of saying it is it's attacking by defending and scoring by trying not to score. Because this whole tactic was set up to try and defend a lead. And actually I've scored more goals using this formation than I have any other formation in my team. So it's proved to be slightly more successful than I was anticipating. But for this match I will be using the 4-4-2 diamond. And I'm going to clear the team selection. And we're going to start from the back and work our way up. Well, Hamer has been an absolute rock as goalkeeper. He has been unstoppable. Literally nothing has got past him. So he has to play in goal. Roberts at right centre-back. We then have Webster at left centre-back. Right back, we have... where's he gone? There he is, James Hurst, who again has been absolutely fantastic. Left back is the legendary Jeff Hughes. He has to be signed. If I'm ever going to do another episode on this game of who to buy, take a look at this team that I'm selecting now, because this is the team that you want. This is exactly the team that you want. Without shadow of a doubt, this is the best team that I think I've assembled in League One on this game. It is truly fantastic. Right, last two. Rossi there, and Islamovic there. And then our bench is going to be Blackman. Whoops. He needs to be number 1. McLaughlin and Mambo. And then we're going to have Arnold on the bench as well, because he can play up the right hand side. We're also going to have O'Connor. We're going to have Iliev, and we're going to have Koulibaly. There he is. So this is the team. This is the team that I think is good enough to win. You can see condition-wise, they're all above. In fact, they're all above 95, with a few exceptions. Iliev, who's just come back from injury, Arnold, who's just come back from injury, and Blackman, who just isn't match fit. Apart from that, they're all doing really, really well. And look at the morale as well. Even these players, like Iliev, hasn't played in 3 months, and he's got good morale. Mambo, who's actually complaining about his lack of first-team football. You see here, slight concern. He's got fairly good. Players like Blair, who's only played, I think, 2 or 3 times for me this season. McMenamin, who hasn't played at all for me this season. Same with Rajab. McAvoy. I forgot to pick McAvoy. Okay, I'm going to make a slight change to this lineup. I'm going to put... yeah, I'm going to drop Iliev, because I think he needs 1 more week to come back to fitness. I'm going to put McAvoy on the left. Okay, so that's the team that I think is going to win. And for those of you who want to see who to buy for League One, admittedly, you have to wait until the 2nd season to sign the majority of these players, but for goodness sake, do it. These players are fantastic. Hurst, free transfer. Musa, free transfer. Lawrence, free transfer. Bailey, free transfer. Webster, free transfer. Hamer, free transfer. You look at all of those players and tell me that they're not bargains as free transfers. If you tell me that, I'll tell you you're wrong, because this team is fantastic. And we are going to go into the match now, because I realise I've been talking for nearly 8.5 minutes without actually showing you guys anything. Right, players to look out for in the Crewe team. Brad Inman, John Massinio, Lee Barnard, Lee Molyneux, Marcus Bettinelli, good goalkeeper, Byron Moore, Adam Dugdale, Matt Tootle. I mean, it sounds like I'm just listing names, but all these players are good. Brad Inman, especially from Newcastle, he's a player who I'd actually look to sign, and I might do actually, because he can play all across the midfield, so he's one worth looking at. But we are going to go into the match now, and we're going to tell the players to carry straight on from when they finished the last match, quite literally, because the last match was against Crewe. So I'm looking for a very similar performance. The reason Musa is now playing on that right hand side is because Lawrence has pretty much made that trequartista role his own. He's played in virtually every single game since the last episode in this series, and you see he's scored a few goals. He's got many assists as well. He's linked up play well. He's caused lots of problems with the defence, the way he moves around and pulls players out of position. And he's definitely been a really good acquisition for us. And there's Hamer showing what a rock he is in goal. Next to nothing gets past Ben Hamer. He is a fantastic goalkeeper. And I was really hoping he wouldn't concede during that time, and sure enough he didn't. Hughes is looking a little bit jaded out there already. That's one of the good reasons why we have Webster in our team as well, as his versatility, so we can easily shunt him to left back and bring on someone like Mambo, say, to play at centre back, because Mambo is just as good at centre back as anyone else in our team, really. I think Roberts is our standout defender by far. He's our best, and then there's a very, very long list of second places. Although they've let the team down a little bit there. There's Webster actually letting the team down a little bit by the looks of things. Somehow let Dugdale get a shot in on goal. Man on the front post. In fact, both men on the posts left their roles. Ah, I see what happened. Webster tried to clear it and it hit Dugdale and went in. That's a little bit unlucky then. There wasn't a great deal he could do about that. He did the right thing trying to clear it. Maybe should have tried to clear it out for a throw-in rather than down the pitch. So after everything I've been saying about how good we've been playing, we are actually losing at half-time. So let's be a bit aggressive towards the players, try and fire them up. Substitution, we're going to bring Arnold on at half-time for Musa because he's looking a bit tired. We're going to pop Arnold back into right back. We're going to move Hurst onto the right midfield slot because I think he'd be quite effective there. Yeah, I'm going to bring Mambo on as well for Hughes and move Webster out to left back. It's a risk, but we'll see how it goes. It's one that I feel is worth taking. I like Webster at left back. He tends to be quite effective in that role. We'll see if it works though. There's Islamovic. That's actually one of my most common goals at the moment, or type of goal, is a cross from that right hand side and then the striker just beats his man at the near post and flicks it past the keeper. That's how Islamovic scored twice in our last game. And I was very, very impressed with that. He is a very, very good striker. Very underrated, I'd say. I was a little bit disappointed with his pre-season performances, but he's really stepped it up, as has this guy, Tom Lawrence. Look at that for a free kick. This man is unstoppable. That is his 8th goal of the season. Considering we're only in January, and he's a midfielder who has actually... I say he's played every game since the last episode, but before that he missed a few through injury, if you remember, and he scores goals like that. You can't turn down a player of that quality. You just can't. You're a fool if you do. We did have to break the bank in order to sign him, which is why I'm now a victim of cost cutting. But if you look at our league position, and you look at the fact that he's scored 8 goals this season, and the number of assists he's got as well, and all the little other effects he's had on the team, like if he makes a run out wide, pulls the defender out the way, someone else runs through and scores because of that, it is priceless. He brings so much to the team. His dynamicism, if that's even a word, is second to none. And I'm really, really glad that he did decide to join us, because there's been times in the past where I've tried to sign him and he's actually turned me down. So I was quite fortuitous to be able to bring him in for this series. And you can see why I was desperate to land him. Him and Musa play a very, very similar game. That's Hurst. Unfortunately, that's Hurst on the left-hand side there. If that had been McAvoy, might have been looking at 2-1. Do I risk making the last sub now? Who would I bring on? I'm tempted to bring O'Connor on and move Lawrence up front. It does restrict Lawrence a little bit in that he's less mobile, but like I said, he makes the runs. He makes the key runs that create the goals for us. So we are going to try that, because O'Connor himself is also a goal scorer and an assist maker. So it's worth having both of them on the pitch. It's almost worth having 3 attacking midfielders and putting Musa in as well. And that's why I've kept the 4-2-3-1 formation, because it's very, very easy then to have Lawrence on one side, Musa on the other, and O'Connor through the middle. And then the 2 wingers can interchange amongst themselves because they're equally good on both sides, and O'Connor can just work his way through the middle. The only downside to that formation is you sacrifice a striker. You end up with just one striker up front. And although Rossi is very, very good, he's our top scorer this season, I think he works better with a partner. We have just gained a small advantage though. Junior has been sent off for Crewe for a second yellow. We've only got a couple of minutes to make it count though. In fact, this match is probably going to end. Well, first of all, it's going to end with us with only 10 men, because... who is it? McAvoy has had to go off injured. So I think if we swap O'Connor with Hurst... there we go, that should do it. So we are going to have to play one up front now. Lawrence in behind again. But it looks like this game's going to end at a 1-1 draw, which... I don't know, it's not bad. I wish we'd have won as convincingly as we did in the last game. It's a bit disappointing that we couldn't repeat that form. Maybe I changed the team a little too much. I'm going to let the players know though that we should have... actually, I've got to try and... okay, he's not interested. That's a shame, because he was our best player. In fact, I think he literally was our best player. Right, I'm going to advance time a little bit, because we had a transfer thing come up. There's a few players. It was... I'm trying to think who it was now. Wade Elliott. Oh, Ashton. Well, we'll loan him out, but we'll loan him out for that. This is how I'm trying to get rid of our players. I'll show you who we offered. We offered David Ball, Stephen Jordan, Matty Blair, Colin McMenamin and Wade Elliott. Those 5 players have been offered. And in fact, those 5 players plus a couple of extra, including Ashton and Roberts, are wanted. But Roberts is going nowhere. I'd like to try and tie him down. We have to get rid of this deficit. We need to get that back to at least level. Break even again. Because the club is currently losing money, and that is entirely my fault for overspending on wages. Because you think it's £2,354 a week. There's 4 weeks in a month, so that's £8,000 a month. We are over budget in terms of wages. It's quite a lot, really. It is quite a lot, because then you times that by times this number here by 52 to get number of weeks in a year, and you're up to £100,000, which, again, that is quite a lot. But we're going to worry about that in another episode, because for now, guys, I'm going to end this one here. So thank you very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, be sure to click the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to my channel, thank you guys for your continued support. Don't forget to leave this video a like if you enjoyed watching it. And again, don't forget to check out my blog, link in the description below. And until next time, I will see you soon.